Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Good, excellent, fantastic. I can see you've got 14 minutes on the clock.
Yes.
I'm actually due to finish at 9 o'clock. I
Yeah.
could maybe extend it 9 o'clock my time. I could extend it a little bit. I'm just thinking, yeah, we should be able to do it. We should be able to do it. Okay. So I'm just looking at some notes. It doesn't say very much. It says that you're basically checking out Cambly to see if you like it. So you're very welcome. Good to see you. Just to introduce myself, I'm a tutor on Cambly. I've been a tutor now since basically January. So I've got students from all around the world and students who do different things. So it's quite interesting for me. As a platform, there's quite a lot of language platforms out there. The main reason why I went for Cambly as a tutor was because of recommendations. So there were some good recommendations from other tutors, and so I picked up on that. So I would highly recommend it to you. Do you understand me so far? Yeah?
Yeah, I do understand. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, just tell you a little bit about my background then. So, I'm Irish. Okay, I come from Northern Ireland, from close to the capital city of Northern Ireland, which is called Belfast.
Belfast.
Okay,
Yeah.
but at the moment we're in Spain, close to the third biggest city in Spain. It's called Valencia.
Valencia.
So it's kind of in the east coast of Spain. So we're staying in a town called Nácara, which is a small town with about 10,000 people. So that's where we are at the moment. It's much more sunny and warm than Belfast. So I'm very glad to be here. Originally, I was a customs officer. I was able to get some early retirement just out of the blue. It was an opportunity. So I've taken the opportunity then to do other things. So as well as tutoring, I've been a hotel manager. I've worked in car rental, supermarkets. I did some work for the US government as well, working overseas. Um, I've been involved in tourism, quite a lot of work in tourism as well. So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? It doesn't really give me any detail. It actually says that you're located in the USA. Are you, or is that incorrect?
Yeah, I am from India.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, I am from India, and actually I am software engineer.
Okay.
So yeah, so I do work in some so many of multinational companies like HSBC, Cinecrons, and some like Bajaj Alliance, some kind of company software companies. I work. I have 5 years experience, but
Okay.
since 5 years experience, I didn't found myself be very interactive in English language. I suffer a
Uh-huh.
lot.
Yeah.
I suffer a lot by when I speaking with someone. I didn't get any kind of like I feel shy. I didn't get miss. I didn't find myself to be more comfortable when I'm talking with these
Right.
guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so if you
Okay.
yeah
Yeah. I mean, the best thing about Cambly is you're not in a classroom. It's good to do different things. Try to, you could use the phrase, try to blast it, try to really do lots and lots of things together. But one of the disadvantages of a classroom is that there could be 25 students. You're all working together. Everybody's at a different level. So a lot of people find that doesn't really work. With Cambly, it's a one-to-one relationship, you and the tutor. It can be very flexible. It can be very, very much suited to your needs. You can focus on certain specific needs. You might have a plan, but you can change the plan. So if you have a session and at the start of the session you intend to do something, you could say to me, oh, look, I've got a problem. I was dealing with such and such a thing and it went badly wrong. Okay, can I talk about it with you? So you can be so flexible. You can just work. You can change things. We do have programs available on Cambly that you can follow, tuition programs. If you want to pass a test, for example, an IELTS test or an ESL, you can work towards that using modules, using training modules available on Cambly. But most tutors will use other resources as well. So there's different resources. One of the most basic ones that everybody uses, you might have heard of, is called Ngu, which is very good because you've got a combination of different things different ways of developing your English through that one single platform. It's always up to date. Every day there's something different. You're working on reading, you're working on pronunciation, you're working on certain words, and then also understanding and discussion. So it's kind of ticking all the boxes. But every tutor has got different techniques. What I would do is generally, I would encourage the student to take 30-minute lessons. Okay, so for the first 5 minutes, we would generally catch up. Some students would just randomly come online and just contact a tutor. So practically every time they speak to somebody different. All discussion is good, but if you want to try to have focused learning, you need to stick with 1 or 2 tutors so that you're picking up from where you left off. You're building it up rather than sort of like stop.
Yeah, so it is very easy to evaluate yourself.
Oh, it is. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I wouldn't say it's very, very easy, but it can be easily be done. Yeah. So what I would do then is for the first 5 minutes or so, just a little chat so that you get into the zone of speaking English again, and we catch up on each other, what we've been doing, how our families are, what we're intending to do, that kind of thing for 5 minutes, just general casual chat. Then we have a 20-minute focused lesson. We could be looking at one of the modules in the Cambly program, or we could be discussing something or using a different platform. We might want to look at grammar. We might want to look at certain things that we've identified from the previous session that need work. So we do that for 20 minutes. 20 minutes is a good period. For the last 5 minutes, very vital, then we review and we look at issues and problems, and we think about what we're going to do the next time. So that's the kind of basic structure. Every time you're kind of moving forward, every lesson.
Yes.
So how does that sound to you?
Yes, I like your thought. Like if you go for 15 minutes, you are not going to learn any more things. But if you go for 30 minutes, you have sufficient time where you can discuss, where you can learn one topic also.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you can do something specific. Yeah,
that's a good suggestion. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. I mean, there's different things I do. You know, some of my students would be young kids. There's a 14-year-old guy, for example. He's very, very clever. He's from Russia. Like, you know, he's so clever. But what we're looking at with him is we're going to go to Iceland. We're actually we're working on a project, a presentation on Iceland. Looking at certain topics, I'm looking at certain topics. We're going to pull it together and we're going to make a presentation and put it onto PowerPoint. So it's trying to get an interest, trying to get whatever you like, and trying to work with each student as an individual. That's the main thing. So definitely, you know, there's definite ways of doing it. 15-minute students are very, very challenging. I would always say to a student, you know, who's on trial, don't go for 15 minutes, go for 30. 1 hour can be a little bit long. Even if it's relaxing, and after 1 hour, you're pretty wrecked. You know, it can actually tire you out quite a lot. But what I would say to a 15-minute student is we need to prepare beforehand. So we communicate by message, and then we decide what we're going to do, and we spend the 15 minutes productively. But that means I'm doing stuff and not getting paid for it, you know. So it doesn't really suit me, you know.
That's great, yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah, so I want to ask one simple questions. Like I want to become professional speaking in English. So what should I do? Means how can I improve my English? So,
well, tell me a little bit more about yourself then. What on a daily basis, how do you use English? Are you communicating in English at work? Yeah.
I join some Krish Americo session. Do you know Krish Americo session? I join. So I join some in our I have one group where I conduct some kind of session. When all are mostly all are Indian people. They are expressing their thoughts, and we are talking with them in English.
Really good idea.
Yeah. So we are doing such kind of things in our groups. I have WhatsApp group. So these things I am doing. Yeah.
Good. Excellent. I mean, I would say to people always, trial students, often you've got 15 minutes. Most people only have 5 minutes. But what I would say to people is immerse yourself in the language. My partner, she speaks 6 different languages, Dutch, French,
Great.
English, also fluent in Spanish, but she speaks Portuguese, Italian, and German as well.
That's great.
Her technique is immersion. You immerse yourself in the language, you look, you listen, you read, every kind of opportunity, YouTube, Netflix, everything. I would say to people as well, certainly you get people, I get a lot of students who are at university and so on. I would say, look, get together with other people, have coffee once a week, and just say, right, today we talk in English. We don't talk in Turkish, we don't talk in Arabic, we don't talk in any language, we talk in English. And we do that today. And it's just really a case of you're not sort of like doing an English lesson. You're talking in English as a form of communication. So you're not even thinking, right, okay, this is a lesson, this is education. You're just talking in English among friends. And that actually, it's all about psychology. It's all about the way the mind works. Another thing I would do sometimes is what you're trying to achieve is that ability to think in English, to make that step so that there's no hesitation, you're thinking in English. So another thing I would do would be pictures, photographs and things like that. I've got quite a range of photographs where I would say to people, right, what's going on in this photograph?
Okay.
So, like be a detective, be a police officer, tell me what's happening here. Okay, so you're looking at the photograph. So you're not sort of thinking, right, how do I say this or how do I say that? Okay. You're kind of like transferring what you see into the English language. So there's different techniques that you can work on. But certainly I would love to work with you. At the very, very end of this, I'll send you a message when I get a chance. It could be an hour from now, okay? But I will send you a message, and the message will have a tuition plan attached to it. Tuition plan, sorry, bear with me. So that's just an example of the kind of things that we would do, okay? So yes, it's really a matter of being very, it's a one-to-one relationship. It's very transparent. We work together.
Okay.
So I'm not expecting to say to you, right, this is what you're going to do today, blah, blah, blah. We're working together, as to what would you like to do today? What do you think? Or I'm saying to you, look, I think you need to improve on something. And we kind of work on it collaboratively, okay?
Definitely.
So hopefully that makes sense. Other things to say, what I would tend to do is I look at the building blocks of the language. So we go back and we look at vocabulary, we look at grammar, we look at pronunciation, but we also look at delivery, So delivery is something very important, particularly with people who are proficient in English, as you are, okay?
Yes.
But delivery can be affected by where you're from. So, you can't generalize completely, but people from the Indian subcontinent have certain traits in the way that they speak English, just as Chinese people might have certain traits, just as English people trying to speak Spanish will speak it in a certain way.
Yes.
Okay, so it's trying to correct those. And what I would say, particularly if you are a professional, sometimes people who know that they're good at English will talk too quickly, okay? So too quickly. Sometimes the words will join together. So talk slowly, separate the words, and emphasize on the first letter and the last letter of each word. So delivery, tuition, plan, P and N, plan. So always emphasize. And, it's your job as the communicator to make sure that your audience understands what you're saying. Are you still with me? You froze for a second.
Okay.
Thought I lost you. So it's very important. And that's a good example because all the way through communication, you will have certain obstacles. So certainly when you're doing things online, video conferencing, there can be interference. But if you're standing on a street in a busy city, there's the noise of traffic as well. And that's interference. So it's your job as communicator to make sure that you're understood. So that's something as well. Delivery is very, very important, particularly with advanced students. So hopefully that's okay for you. I've got to go and walk the dogs now. they're cracking up. It's been great to meet you, but within about an hour or so, we'll send you that information.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you,
All
sir.
the best. Stay safe,
Thank you.
Mohammed. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.